Dear viewer, imagine this. You're sitting down to a healthy lunch, a colorful plate of veggies, just like your doctor recommended. But what if I told you that nestled among those greens is a vegetable quietly spiking your blood sugar, irritating your joints, and sabotaging your digestion? Sounds dramatic, doesn't it? But for millions of seniors over 60, what we consider healthy isn't always harmless. And yes, some vegetables can be downright dangerous depending on your age, medications, and chronic conditions like arthritis, kidney disease, or diabetes. They don't come with warning labels, but the impact they have on your body can be subtle, long-term, and devastating. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on 3 vegetables that seniors should avoid at all costs, and introducing you to 3 vegetables that your body will actually thank you for, ones that support your joints, eyes, blood pressure, and even brain health. So before you take another bite of that healthy salad or steam another safe side dish, make sure you watch until the end, because your health after 60 might depend on it. 1. The sneaky aggravators for your joints. It's a sunny morning. You've made yourself a colorful breakfast, perhaps an omelet with diced tomatoes and bell peppers, or maybe you're enjoying a side of roasted potatoes. It looks healthy, smells amazing. And yet for some seniors, these very foods could be the silent cause of your daily discomfort. Welcome to the world of nightshades. Nightshades are a family of vegetables that include some of the most commonly eaten foods: tomatoes, white potatoes, eggplant, and all varieties of bell peppers and hot peppers. They're colorful, versatile, and often praised for their antioxidants and vitamins. But for seniors over 60, especially those with inflammatory conditions, nightshades may come with a hidden cost. What makes them problematic? The culprit is a group of natural chemicals called alkaloids, specifically solanine and capsaicin, which can be difficult for some aging bodies to process. Solanine, found in white potatoes and tomatoes, is a natural insect repellent that can trigger inflammatory responses in the joints, gut, and nerves. Capsaicin, present in hot peppers, can cause digestive irritation, especially in sensitive stomachs. As we age, our immune systems become more reactive. This means that even small amounts of dietary triggers can set off noticeable symptoms. For seniors, that can mean morning stiffness in fingers and knees, swollen joints or unexplained muscle aches, worsening arthritis flare-ups, digestive discomfort after meals, fatigue and brain fog after eating heavy nightshade-based dishes. In fact, a study published in Arthritis Today reported that nearly 70% of older adults with joint pain experienced reduced stiffness and inflammation after eliminating nightshades for 3 to 4 weeks. This isn't a coincidence. It's a sign that these healthy veggies may not be compatible with aging immune systems. It's also worth noting that many of these vegetables are eaten in processed or fried forms, like French fries, ketchup, salsa, and eggplant parmesan, which contain added oils, sugars, and sodium, further compounding the inflammation. But here's the good news. Not everyone is affected equally. Some people are more sensitive than others, and the best way to know is to try a simple elimination test. Cut out all nightshades for 2 to 3 weeks. Then reintroduce them one at a time. If your joints start aching the next morning, your body's telling you something loud and clear. Remember, just because something is labeled healthy in general doesn't mean it's healthy for you. And for aging bodies, minimizing inflammation is one of the most powerful ways to preserve independence and mobility. 2. Canned or pickled vegetables. The salt trap harming your heart. Let's talk about something most seniors have in their pantry right now. Canned vegetables. They're affordable, convenient, and easy to store. Open a can of green beans, peas, or carrots, heat them in a pot, and dinner is done in minutes. For older adults dealing with mobility issues, fatigue, or low energy, that kind of simplicity feels like a blessing. But lurking inside many of those cans, and in those seemingly healthy jars of pickles and sauerkraut, is something you can't always taste: an overwhelming dose of sodium. Here's the hard truth. The majority of canned and pickled vegetables are loaded with salt. This salt isn't just for flavor. It's used as a preservative to extend shelf life. But while it keeps the veggies from spoiling, it can silently damage your heart, kidneys, and brain over time. Let's look at the numbers. A typical can of vegetables contains 400 to 600 milligrams of sodium per serving, and most cans have 2 to 3 servings. That means one small can might contain up to 1,500 milligrams of sodium, which is two-thirds of the recommended daily limit for adults, and for seniors, even less is advised. Why is this dangerous? As we age, our kidneys lose efficiency. They're less capable of processing excess sodium, which leads to fluid retention, higher blood pressure, and increased strain on the heart. For seniors already diagnosed with hypertension or congestive heart failure, excess sodium isn't just harmful, it can be life-threatening. Sodium also increases the risk of stroke. According to a 2022 study in the American Journal of Hypertension, seniors who consistently consumed more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day had a 45% higher risk of stroke and cardiovascular events than those who stayed within the recommended limit. But it doesn't end there. Newer research is linking high sodium intake to cognitive decline. A study in neurology found that elevated salt consumption was associated with accelerated brain aging, memory loss, and higher risk of dementia, especially in adults over 65. The mechanism: excess sodium reduces blood flow to the brain and contributes to small vessel disease, a major risk factor for vascular dementia. And what about pickled vegetables? While fermented foods like sauerkraut and kimchi do offer gut benefits, store-bought versions are often extremely salty and contain sulfites or preservatives that may irritate sensitive digestive systems. Just one spear of pickled cucumber can contain over 300 milligrams of sodium. And let's be honest, who stops at one? Your heart, brain, and kidneys will thank you. In your 60s, 70s, and beyond, cutting back on sodium could be the difference between independence and chronic illness. So while canned veggies might save time, ask yourself, are they costing you more than you realize? 3. Cruciferous vegetables, a thyroid trap for seniors with slowed metabolism. We often hear about how good cruciferous vegetables are for our health. And yes, they are, for many people. Broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and kale are loaded with fiber, antioxidants, and cancer-fighting compounds. You'll find them on just about every superfood list out there. But what most people, and even some doctors, don't talk about is how these vegetables can become troublemakers for seniors, particularly those with an underactive thyroid. Let's unpack that. Cruciferous vegetables contain compounds called goitrogens. These naturally occurring substances interfere with the body's ability to absorb iodine, a mineral your thyroid needs to make hormones. When your thyroid doesn't get enough iodine, it can't produce enough T3 and T4, which are critical hormones that regulate your metabolism, energy levels, mood, body temperature, and even heart rate. And here's the twist. As we age, our risk for hypothyroidism increases significantly. According to the American Thyroid Association, 1 in 5 women over 60 has some form of thyroid dysfunction, often undiagnosed. Men are affected too, just in lower numbers. So what happens when you combine a sluggish thyroid with a steady intake of raw broccoli, kale smoothies, or cauliflower rice? You might begin to notice symptoms like unexplained fatigue or constant tiredness, weight gain that doesn't respond to dieting, cold hands and feet even in warm weather, thinning hair or dry, flaky skin, slow heart rate or low mood, memory issues or trouble concentrating, constipation or bloating. These symptoms creep up gradually, so many seniors assume they're just part of getting older. But sometimes it's not age. It's your thyroid struggling in silence, and goitrogenic vegetables may be making things worse. Now, does that mean cruciferous vegetables are evil? Absolutely not. But if you're a senior, especially if you have thyroid issues or are on levothyroxine or similar medication, there are a few things you should do to protect your health. 1. Cook these vegetables instead of eating them raw. Lightly steaming, roasting, or boiling broccoli and kale can neutralize most goitrogens. Cooking breaks down the compounds, reducing their ability to block iodine absorption. 2. Space out your intake. You don't need to eat cruciferous vegetables every day. 2 to 3 servings per week is more than enough to enjoy their benefits without overwhelming your thyroid. 3. Avoid pairing them with iodine-poor diets. Seniors who don't eat iodized salt, seafood, or dairy are at higher risk of iodine deficiency. Without enough iodine in your system, goitrogens hit even harder. 4. Get your thyroid checked annually. A simple blood test, TSH, T3, T4, can reveal whether your thyroid is functioning properly. Many seniors live with undiagnosed hypothyroidism for years. 5. Look out for symptoms. If you've been eating lots of raw cabbage in your coleslaw, kale in your smoothie, or cauliflower rice in your stir-fry, and you've been unusually tired, sluggish, or gaining weight, it may be worth making some dietary adjustments. The goal isn't to eliminate cruciferous vegetables completely. They still offer fantastic health benefits, but they should be eaten strategically, not blindly, especially if your thyroid is already under pressure. In your golden years, every organ needs support, and the thyroid is one of the quietest yet most influential players in your health. Don't let well-meaning health trends rob you of your energy, mobility, or sharpness. 4. Leafy greens, the brain and blood pressure superstars. You've likely heard "eat your greens" since you were a child, but after the age of 60, leafy greens go from being just a good idea to an essential ally in the fight against aging, especially when it comes to your heart, brain, and bones. So what are we talking about here? Think spinach, kale, collard greens, Swiss chard, beet greens, and arugula. These aren't just side dishes, they're nutritional powerhouses that become even more critical as the body ages. Let's start with their effect on blood pressure. Leafy greens are naturally rich in nitrates, compounds that help your body produce nitric oxide, a gas that relaxes and widens blood vessels. This process reduces blood pressure and improves blood flow to critical organs. For seniors, this means less strain on the heart, better circulation, and reduced risk of stroke. In fact, a study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that older adults who consumed a cup of nitrate-rich leafy greens daily had lower systolic blood pressure and a 12 to 26% lower risk of heart disease-related death. And they didn't even need supplements, just consistent servings of spinach and arugula. But the benefits don't stop with your heart. Leafy greens are also one of the richest dietary sources of vitamin K, which plays a key role in bone health and arterial flexibility. Most seniors are concerned about bone fractures, especially women post-menopause. Without enough vitamin K, calcium doesn't bind well to your bones. It ends up hardening your arteries instead, increasing your risk of heart disease and osteoporosis. Now let's talk about something even more personal: your mind. Cognitive decline is one of the greatest fears for older adults. Memory slips, trouble with focus, confusion. These aren't just frustrating, they're frightening. But leafy greens can help here too. A 2021 study in neurology followed older adults over 5 years and found that those who ate at least 1 serving of leafy greens a day had brains that performed as if they were 11 years younger than their peers. That's not just a feel-good stat, it's a game changer. Leafy greens also contain folate, which helps reduce homocysteine, a compound linked to cognitive decline, lutein and zeaxanthin for vision and retinal health, magnesium to support nerve function, prevent cramps, and regulate blood sugar, iron and calcium, essential minerals that seniors often lack due to reduced absorption with age. Worried about chewing or digesting raw greens? No problem. Lightly sautéing spinach or blending kale into smoothies retains most of the nutrients while making them easier to consume. Add olive oil to improve nutrient absorption, especially for fat-soluble vitamins like K, E, and A. In short, leafy greens don't just add color to your plate. They protect your memory, blood pressure, bones, and eyes, all from one humble cup. 5. Garlic, nature's pharmacy in a clove. Let's shift our focus from green leaves to something far smaller and yet just as powerful: garlic. For centuries, garlic has been used in traditional medicine to fight infection, boost immunity, and promote circulation. And today, science has confirmed what ancient healers always knew. This little clove holds massive healing potential, especially for seniors. The secret behind garlic's power lies in a compound called allicin. It's released when garlic is chopped, crushed, or chewed, and it doesn't just smell strong, it acts strong. Allicin has been shown to lower cholesterol and LDL, bad fats, reduce blood pressure naturally, enhance blood circulation, boost immune response, destroy harmful bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Let's start with the heart. Heart disease is the #1 killer of older adults, but garlic has repeatedly shown the ability to reduce arterial plaque, improve lipid profiles, and prevent clot formation. In one 2022 meta-analysis published in Nutrients, researchers found that daily garlic supplementation lowered blood pressure as effectively as certain first-line medications, with far fewer side effects. Garlic is also a natural blood thinner, which helps prevent clots that can lead to heart attacks or strokes. Seniors on blood-thinning medications should consult their doctor before increasing garlic intake. But for others, it's a gentle, natural safeguard. Now let's talk immunity. As we age, our immune system weakens. That's why seniors are more vulnerable to colds, flu, and infections. But garlic stimulates the activity of immune cells, like macrophages, natural killer cells, and T cells, making it easier for your body to fight invaders. In fact, a 2023 study in Frontiers in Immunology showed that seniors who consumed garlic daily had fewer respiratory infections, shorter recovery times, and lower inflammation markers. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about staying out of the hospital. Beyond immunity and heart health, garlic has also been linked to cancer prevention, anti-inflammatory action, and antioxidant protection for the brain and liver. And it's easy to use. Add crushed garlic to soups and stews. Roast whole cloves for a sweet, mellow flavor. Swallow finely chopped raw garlic with honey for immune support. Or take aged garlic extract if raw garlic causes stomach upset. Even one small clove a day can make a big difference. And it's one of the most budget-friendly superfoods you can find. 6. Carrots, vision protection in every crunch. Finally, we arrive at a bright, familiar favorite. Carrots. You probably remember being told they're good for your eyesight, and that's absolutely true. But carrots offer far more benefits for seniors than most people realize. Let's start with what they're best known for: beta-carotene. This orange pigment is converted into vitamin A in the body, a critical nutrient for retina function, night vision, immune response, and skin integrity. For seniors, vitamin A deficiency can lead to dry eyes, difficulty seeing at night, and even permanent damage to the retina. Age-related macular degeneration, AMD, is the leading cause of blindness in adults over 60, and carrots help combat it. A 2021 study in investigative ophthalmology and visual science found that adults who consume carrots or other orange vegetables at least 4 times per week had a 40% reduced risk of developing AMD compared to those who rarely ate them. But carrots go beyond eye health. They're also rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, protect against blue light and support visual processing. Soluble fiber, lowers blood sugar spikes and supports gut bacteria. Vitamin K and potassium, for bone strength and muscle control. Antioxidants, help reduce oxidative stress, which is a major contributor to chronic disease. Worried about blood sugar? Don't be. Though carrots are sweet, they have a low glycemic load, meaning they don't cause significant spikes in blood sugar. In fact, their fiber content slows glucose absorption, making them a safe and healthy option for diabetics. And the best part? They're easy to eat. Unlike some tough greens or bulky veggies, carrots are easy on dentures, gentle on the stomach, and versatile. Enjoy them raw with hummus or yogurt dip. Steam or roast them with herbs. Add shredded carrots to soups or oatmeal. Puree into hearty vegetable stews. Carrots are a simple vegetable, but their impact on senior health is profound. They support your eyes, gut, heart, and immune system, all in one orange package. Call to action: how to take back control of your health after 60. Now that you know the truth about vegetables, the ones silently working against your body and the ones working overtime to heal it, you might be wondering, what do I do now? The answer is simple but powerful. Take back control, one bite at a time. You don't have to throw everything in your pantry away or follow some strict health guru's regimen, but you do need to make intentional, senior smart changes, the kind that respect what your body needs now, not what worked when you were 30 or 40. So here's your next step, or rather, a few steps to build your new foundation. Step 1. Audit your kitchen, open your pantry and fridge. Do you have jars of pickles, canned vegetables, or pre-packaged healthy soups loaded with sodium? Are you cooking with tomatoes and peppers daily, despite having arthritis? Are you blending kale into smoothies while on thyroid medication? If so, it's time to reconsider. Your body may be signaling that these choices aren't serving you anymore. Step 2. Rebuild your plate with the 3 and 3 rule. Replace the hidden troublemakers with healing heroes. Use the simple 3 and 3 method. Remove or reduce nightshades, canned pickled vegetables, and excess raw cruciferous veggies if you have thyroid issues. Add daily leafy greens, garlic, and carrots. The triple boost your heart, brain, and immune system will thank you for. Small changes repeated consistently are far more powerful than big ones done once in a while. Step 3. Cook with confidence. You don't need fancy recipes, just saute spinach with garlic and olive oil, roast carrots and sprinkle them with herbs, mince a clove of garlic into your soup. These humble meals can offer more long-term health than a medicine cabinet full of pills. Step 4. Share the knowledge. Most seniors are not being told the full story. Share this video with your spouse, your friends, your siblings. You might save someone from worsening arthritis, high blood pressure, or even a future stroke, just by sending them a link. And finally, checkmark. Step 5. Join the movement. Subscribe to Elderly and Wise, where we bring you real health advice, not dumbed down and not fear-driven, just warm, honest, and focused on you. We're not here to scare you. We're here to walk beside you. One step, one story, one plate at a time. Because you've got more life to live. Let's make sure you're strong enough to enjoy every minute of it. Conclusion: small choices that shape the rest of your life. Aging can feel like a slow letting go. The things you used to do without thinking, getting out of bed without pain, remembering names, walking briskly, digesting rich foods, they start to slip away quietly. You chalk it up to getting older. But here's the truth. Not all aging is inevitable. Some of it is a consequence of the wrong foods, day after day, slowly wearing down the systems your body relies on to thrive. And the most tragic part? No one ever told you. You weren't told that bell peppers might be making your knees swell. You weren't told that your low-calorie canned peas might be spiking your blood pressure. You weren't told that a handful of raw kale might be silencing your thyroid. But today you know. And knowledge is power. Even better, knowledge plus action is healing. You don't need a trendy diet or expensive supplement. You need real food that respects your age, your hormones, your immune system, and your energy levels. You need to feed your wisdom, not your nostalgia. So here's what I want you to remember. Leafy greens will nourish your brain and bones. Garlic will protect your heart and immune system. Carrots will guard your vision and smooth your digestion. Meanwhile, you'll stay mindful of the vegetables that once served you, but now might be holding you back. Because after 60, your health becomes your wealth. Every bite, every choice, every plate is a small investment in the life you still have ahead. So let's make it strong. Let's make it joyful. Let's make it wise. You deserve nothing less.